Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Trades Daily Market Forecast for March 30th, 2015. This is actually going to be a monthly and a weekly forecast also. But before we dive in, I want to have a special offer for the listeners on podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you might be. In fact, this is for everybody. I want you to go to a new web page we have created, okay? It's a landing page, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com, okay? And it looks like this. When you get to that page, I want you to type in your name and your email address, and what we're going to give you is our free ebook. We wrote this going into detailing the successful trading strategies that Wealthy Trades uses every single day. These are the same things I talk about to pare down, find the best trades on a daily, weekly basis, but this also goes into some advanced techniques on how to trade levels now, different things like that. Again, the website is wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. I want you to go to that site right now, type in your email address and your name, hit done. We will email this free ebook. Okay, this is jam-packed full of information. It's 20 pages long, full of amazing information. It's a pretty easy, quick read, but it goes into the details on how to use the levels to win strategies, how to use the Wealthy Trade strategies. On top of that, we're going to give you a free 2-week trial to our Wealthy Trades dashboard. No questions asked, no other needed information on this. All you got to do is put your name, your email address in that wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. All right, trade like a market maker. Put in your name, your email address, and we'll get this ebook to you. All right, this Wealthy Trades strategy, successful trading strategies ebook to you, absolutely free. Go there now, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Okay, we've got a lot to talk about today. Let's start on a daily basis. Last week we were chopping around. There was a lot of days that we were doing pairs trades. Today's going to be much the same. We're going to do a pairs trade. And the reason why is because we're in an uptrend. And that uptrend is not that high quality, right? It's actually pretty low quality. It's only got 44.8% quality. Only 52.6% of the stocks are moving in that uptrend, so therefore, obviously, we're in an uptrend, but it's not that great. I've already pared this down using our pare down techniques that you learn in that ebook. Okay, we're going to get that to you free when you go to that site, that wealthytrades.com.instapage.com, so you can learn the pare down techniques. But real simply, we want to do a pairs trade, and we want to find the best stocks to go long in the healthcare sector, because that is the best sector for today. And we want to find the best stocks to go short in the financial sector, because that is the best sector to short for today. So I've already done this. I've already used this pair down analysis, and we are going to do a pairs trade because the quality is not that good. And here are the two trades. We are going to go long HUM, okay, Humana. We're going to go long right at the open. All right, and we're going to add to this position if Humana rallies up, which actually the futures are up pretty big, so it could see a nice rally at the open. If it does, that's fine. I'm going to open right at the open. I'm going to open this position, and if it hits 179.32, which is the expected high for today, I'm going to add to the position, okay? Because when it hits that level, more often than not, it closes above it. All right, it hits this level 50% of the time, and it closes above that level when it hits it, much more often than not. All right, way more than half the time it hits that level, it closes above it. It's got a great levels to win profit, so therefore I want to add to it if it hits that level. And if for some reason Humana HUM sells off and hits 175.76, I also want to add to it there, because when it hits that level, it has a tendency of bouncing off and closing higher, and it has a levels to win profit. Again, we go into these drill down analysis and how to pick the best stocks, how to use this information and pick the best stocks in our ebook that you can get free at that website that I pointed out, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Go there, put your name and email address. It's that simple. No other information needed. It looks like this: name and email, and hit done, and we'll get that ebook to you absolutely free. Okay. Let's look at the chart real quick and see what this looks like on the chart. Humana, I actually like. It's sitting right at that kind of shift level. You've heard me talk about that before. Uptrend kind of goes into a little mini downtrend and then into an uptrend again. And it's sitting kind of right at that kind of key lip area right in here. That breakout area, it's sitting right there. I have a feeling this thing is going to continue on the upside. In fact, this stock looks pretty good on a longer term basis too. And but for today, I like going long right at the open. Add to the position at 179.32. Add to the position at 175.76 if it gets there, and hold all day long and close at the end of the day. We're going to pair that with a short position, short LUK. All right, Leucadia National Corp. All right, we're going to short because that is a financial stock, and the financials are the best stocks to short today. Even though we're in an uptrend, we want to pair this long position in HUM with a pairs trade short the worst stock in the worst sector, which is the financial sectors. So LUK meets all the requirements. It hits the downside. All right, the downside expected low today in LUK, as you can see, the trend side on LUK, it closed at 22.17. The trend side's 21.96. You know, and for Humana, it's above. So that shows you that it's in a downtrend. So it hits that level 67.3% of the time. It has a very high rate of hitting that level. Okay, and when it hits that level, much more often than not, it closes below that level. So that's a good area. If LUK sells off and hits 21.96, I want to add to it there. Also, if it rallies up and hits 22.38, I want to add to it there because it makes money there also. Let's look at this on the charts. All right, and as you can see, it's kind of trying to base a little bit here. It could be setting up for another breakdown. And I like the short, especially for a very short-term trade. All we're doing is talking today. We're going to go short LUK at the open. I'm going to add to the position if it hits 21.96, and I'm going to add to the position if it hits 22.38. And I'm also going to go long. I'm going to pair that with a long position, long in HUM. I'm going to add at 179.32 and add at 175.76. Okay, and again, if you want to know how I paired these down, because the way I did this is I went in and I looked at the best 8 stocks. Here's the healthcare sector. Well, here's the best 8 stocks in the healthcare sector. How did I come up with HUM as the best one to play today? Well, it's all spelled out in that free ebook that we're going to give you when you go to that wealthytrades.com .instapage.com website. Okay, here's the website, wealthytrades.com .instapage.com. Go there. It'll take you to a site that looks like this. Type in your name, your email address, and hit done. And we will send you, I'll send you as soon as I can, that free ebook so you can understand and learn how to do a pair down analysis exactly like I just went through. Okay, so now let's talk the week. All right, this week we are in an uptrend, and the quality of this uptrend is still really good. Okay, so we are going to look for the best opportunities to go long. Much like last week, the XLU is the best sector for this week. Problem is like last week, we couldn't find any stocks within the XLU that met all our requirements. Just real quick, I'll bring over all those stocks in the XLU, and just real quick, and I'll go through this drill down analysis so you can see this. I'm clicked on a weekly basis. I'm hitting the plus symbol next to each one of those stocks in the XLU. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each one of them, and I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't make money on both sides, right? So SO, I'm going to eliminate. SCG, eliminate. And what we'll see, I'm going to keep Luke in HUM because those are our trades for today. And just like last week, as you can see, if you remember, none of these made money on both sides of the levels to win profit. So therefore, what we had to do is we had to go into, and I'm just verifying here, what we had to do last week, and we're going to have to do it again this week, is go into the second best sector, which is the healthcare sector. So as you see, there was nothing that made money on both sides, so I'm going to go. The second best sector is the XLV. All right, so the healthcare sector is the second best sector. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to move all the stocks that offer the best opportunities on a weekly basis over into my portfolio. Now we're in the healthcare sector, okay? And I'm going to go and I'm going to use my same pair down analysis, all right? I'm going to look levels to win. Remember, LUK is the one that that's a day trade, but I'm going to eliminate. So LLY I can eliminate. Humana is one on a, that's our day trade. So I'm just going to go real quick and I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't make money. So ANTM doesn't make money on the counter trend side. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's got to hit over, when it hits, it's got to close over that 50% of the time, and when it hits the counter trend, it's got to close under that. It's got to close less than 50% of the time under that. So this one, ENDP meets my requirements. ZTS doesn't, all right? So when it hits this, it closes above it, but when it hits this level, more than 50% of the time it closes below it. So I'm going to eliminate that one, all right? These two are our day trades. EW doesn't, all right? When it hits this level, more than 50% of the time it closes below that, so I'm going to eliminate that one. CAH doesn't quite close above it 50% of the time. I'm going to eliminate that one. BDX doesn't close above it for more than 50% of the time. AT closes below it more than 50% of the time. I'm going to eliminate that one. XLV. All right, XLV doesn't meet the requirements. Looks like the only one that meets all our requirements this week in the healthcare sector is ENDP. ENDP is the best trade for this week. Okay, so let's look at that level. I am going long at the open ENDP. Technically, it obviously looks really strong. Here's a year chart. It looks really strong technically. It's sitting at a decent level. We'll see if it can get a nice breakout this week. But ENDP is my favorite long for this week. Just straight long stocks. I'm going to go long right at the open on Monday. I'm going to add to the position if it hits 92.50. I'm going to add because it has a tendency of making money there and close it above that level. If it sells off and hits 87.58, I'm going to also add there because it has a tendency of bouncing and closing above that. So ENDP for this week is the best stock to go into within the healthcare sector. So for today, we're going to go long Humana at the open. We're going to add it 180.81.37. Whoops, I'm sorry. We're going to go long Humana, add it 179.32 if it hits that. If it hits 175.76, we're going to add there. We're going to close it at the end of the day. We're also going to go short LUK, add at 21.96 if it hits that. Add another short position at 22.38 if it hits that. Close that at the end of the day. And I'm also going to go long at the open ENDP, and I'm going to hold this all week long. And if it hits, ENDP hits 92.50 anytime this week, I'm going to add there. If it hits 87.58, I'm going to add there, and I'm going to close it at the end of the week. That is how I'm playing the weekly trade, okay? The monthly trade, we are now rolling into a new month. Technically, we closed out last month, even though it's the 30th. It was the last full week of the month last week. Therefore, we have a new. Last month, we were long the XLV the entire month. Okay, the XLV the entire month was not that bad of a trade. In comparison to the market, it was a really good trade. I'm going to be closing this at the open today. But the XLV was opened at, what did it open at? It opened at 72.47 for the month, 72.47. And it closed on Friday at 73.04. So it opened at 72.47, so it was up about 57 cents. All right, so it was up about 0.75% in comparison to the market that was down. All right, so the XLV was a great sector to be in last month. But now this month, what we're going to do is I'm going to close out the XLV and I'm going to go in to the XLP. Okay, I'm going to go long the XLP, but instead of just going along the XLP, what I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to bring the best stocks in the XLP over, and I'm going to find the best stock for April to go long. All right, so we already know the best place for today. The best place for today is to go long Humana and short Lucadia. So long Humana and short LUK. We know for the week we want to go long ENDP. What about the month? Well, here's what we're going to do for the month. And again, I'll recap all this at the end of the video. But let's look here on the monthly basis. So I'm going to use my drill down and my elimination process. Same exact thing I do on the daily and the weekly. The same exact thing you can learn in that ebook when you go to that website. All right, remember that website. I got to keep pitching it. wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Get our free ebook so you understand our drill down analysis better. All right, so PEP I can eliminate. And again, I'm just going through. I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't make money on both counter trend and trend. I got to remember ENDP is part of our weekly trade. Leucadia and Humana is part of our daily trade. Okay, so everything else looks good. So let's now, it's got to hit more than 50% of the time, less than 50% of the time. So this one here, cost, I can eliminate because it's more than 50% on the counter trend. STZ, more than 50, less than 50. Wow, this STZ looks really good. More than 50, less than 50. That one looks really good. More than 50, right on 50. You know what? We've got better options, so I'm going to eliminate that one because I know we have better options. More than 50, less than 50. More than 50. Okay, CVS I can eliminate. And XLP itself I can eliminate. It is the best sector. So remember, going long the XLP all month long is by far the best trade for this month. But we're going to find the best stock within the XLP. Okay, the XLP is the consumer staples market. It shows a little bit of maybe a flight to safety. Okay, so but we're going to find the best stock within the consumer staples, and it's going to come down. Remember, ENDP is our weekly trade. Leucadia is our day trade. Humana is our day trade. I'll recap those in a minute. But now, between these three, DPS, RAI, and STZ, I got to find the best one. They all three meet my requirements. So how do I find the best one? Well, if I look at STZ, I can see it hits this trend side on a monthly basis 75% of the time, and it closes above that level 62.5% of the time, and it only hits this 20% of the time. How's that compared to here? Well, this one's STZ is obviously better. Even though RAI hits the level more often, it only closes above it 50% of the time, whereas STZ closes above it 62% of the time and doesn't hit the counter trend side as often, so therefore STZ is better than RAI and also better than DPS. So the best stock for this month is STZ, okay? So let's recap real quick what we're doing on a daily basis. Our day trade is going to be a pairs trade. We're going to go long Humana at the open. I'm going to add if it hits 179.32. I'm going to add to the position there. I'm going to add if it hits 175.76. And I'm going to close it at the end of the day. I'm going to pair that with a short position in LUK. If LUK hits 21.96, I'm going to add to the short there. If it's 22.38, I'm going to add there, and I'm going to close it at the end of the day. So these two, I'm going to go long HUM, short LUK, close both of those at the end of the day. On a weekly basis, I'm going to go long ENDP. All right, I'm going to go long ENDP at the open today. I'm going to add, and I'm going to hold it all week long, and I'm going to add if it hits 92.50. I'm going to add to the position there. Or if it hits 87.58, I'm going to add to the position there, and I'm going to close it at the end of the week. All right. And then on a monthly basis, we were long the healthcare sector, but now we're rotating because we had a new monthly update. We're rotating out of the healthcare sector into the consumer staple sector, the XLP, but I found the best stock in the XLP on a monthly basis, which is STZ. So STZ, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go long at the open today. I'm going to add if it hits, so it closed at 114.48, so I'm going to go long right at the open. If it hits 118.77, I'm going to add there all month long if it hits that. If it hits 110.67, I'm going to also add to the position there. And I'm going to hold it all month long and close it at the end of the month. And if we look at this, this again is in a nice breakout. It's obviously been in a great, huge uptrend. So STZ is the best play for this all April. ENDP is the best play for all this week. And you want to go, for today, you want to go short Leucadia, long Humana. That is the plays. And if you want to know more about our pair down techniques, you need to go to that website, all right? The website is wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. It is a very simple website, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. It'll take you to this website. All you got to do is type in your name, your email address, and we will send you our free ebook. It's a 20-page ebook full of the successful strategies. It tells you the exact strategies on how to pair the dashboard down, find the best trades. It also goes into some entry techniques. All right, we go into specific entry techniques on how to find the best entries. And one of the best strategies out there, the levels to win strategy. How do you trade the levels to win data? How do you actually understand what this information, this levels to win data, what this information is telling us, and how do we actually trade that? You gotta call or gotta go to that website right now, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com, and get that. Just type in your name, your email address. It's that simple. And we'll get you that free ebook. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to actually start doing this every single week because some of my favorite plays are found on a weekly basis, and I'm very big into options. So I'm going to go into what I'm going to call Wealthy Trades Select. Okay, these are my my personal favorite plays for the week. And I'm going to call these Wealthy Trades Select. Okay, and these are my favorite plays: XLU, TLT, Baidu, Best Buy, and Apple. The market, if you remember on a weekly basis, is in an uptrend, and the XLU is the best sector to be in. Now, we didn't pick a stock within the XLU because none of the stocks made money on both the trend and the counter trend levels to win. But here's the thing. I'm going to tie in options on this, and this is going to get maybe a little complicated, but this is the reason why you want to get that ebook. This is the reason why you want to listen to the resource videos as much as you possibly can, and you want to stick around Wealthy Trades because this is the kind of stuff we give you. Wealthy Trades Select. All right, in my next video, I'm going to go into the exact details on what those Wealthy Trades Select picks are. I'm going to tie in options, and I'm going to tell you the best plays that I could find, my best personal plays, 5 best plays for this week using options and using the Wealthy Trades data. I thank you for your time. I got to get it in one more time. You need to go to that website, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Doesn't matter if you're listening on Wealthy Trades or podcast or wherever. Go to that website, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. All right, and you'll go to a page that looks like this. Type in your name, your email address. I will then get an email, and I'll send you our free ebook. This is exclusive to the podcast YouTube listeners, and I'll send this to you so you can understand the data, so you can understand how to pare down and find the best trades daily, weekly, and monthly. Again, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. That is the website. Type in your name, your email address, and we will get that to you right away. In the next video that I'll be posting in a minute, I'm going to go into my best trades for the week called Wealthy Trades Select. So make sure you check out that video too. Thank you, and make it a great day.